Hello, class. Today we're going to talk about finding the difference. Sometimes when we're working with numbers, we want to know how they are compared to each other, right? How much more? How much less? What's the difference between the two of them? Okay? Now, the word difference is a buzzword in a math class. Whenever you see this word, you need to think subtraction. So what this means is when you're finding the difference between two numbers, you're going to put the first number, then subtract the second number. And you're thinking, wow, that sounds very, very easy. The trick comes in when you start using negative numbers, okay? It changes from being a simple subtraction problem to one where you're going to need to rewrite it as addition in order to use your rules correctly. Let's try a few. Okay, so the directions say, find the difference between, and our first problem has the numbers 3 and 4. Now what we need to do is we need to remember, put a number, subtract, because it's a difference, and then the other number. Okay, so this one, we're going to have 3 subtract 4. Okay, now we need to remember our subtraction rules and how we're going to rewrite them to be addition. So remember, you would take this subtraction, attach it to the 4, so that this would be a 3 and a negative 4. Now we can use our addition rules and say, this is different signs subtract. So I would end up with negative 1. So the difference between 3 and 4 is a negative 1. And that makes sense, because if you think about 3 and 4 on a number line, here's my number line, there's 0, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the difference between here and here is 1. And to go in this direction would be negative. Okay, so perfect. The difference can also be thought of as like the distance between them on a number line. Awesome. Let's try another one. Now we're going to have some negative numbers right here in the problem. So remember, we're going to follow our basic format. Put your number in, put a subtraction sign, put the second number in. Okay? My first number is a negative 5, so negative 5 minus, because of that right there. And the second number is a 2. Okay, so again, we need to use our subtraction rules and scoot that negative over. So that's a negative 2, and that's a negative 5. And you're saying, wait, hold up, Miss Jones. It wasn't a negative 2. I know. It was a subtraction problem. And we all know that when you have a subtraction problem, you need to rewrite it as an addition problem. So yes, I scooted the subtraction over. It's okay. Now I can follow our addition rules and say 5 plus 2 is 7. They were both negative, so it's negative 7. So if I were to look at 5 and 2 on a number line, they would be 7 spaces apart. And the direction to go from 2 to 5 would be negative. Okay, cool, we're doing it. Now the next one throws in a little bit of a trick. The negative is on the second number. And the reason it is tricky is because we know the difference means we're going to need to have this subtraction sign in between them. So I know I'm going to have this subtraction sign. Over here, I'm going to put the first number, which is 8. And over here, I'm going to put the second number, which is negative 3. Okay, you need to remember that this is a negative 3. even though we already had a subtraction sign because we were doing the difference. Now, as you all know, we just created a double negative. And when two negatives get close, they become a big positive. 8 plus 3 is 11. So the distance, or the difference, between 8 and -3 is 11. 11 spaces on the number line. Oh, you're doing phenomenal. Let's try one more together. So I want to know the difference between -2 and -4. Because it's the difference, I do need a subtraction sign. Now I'll put my two numbers. First number is -2. The second number is -4. Ooh, there are so many negatives going on here. Let's rewrite it as addition. Double negative gets turned into a big old +4. Bring down the -2. Remember, that negative does not get changed when we fix the double negative. Then we can use our addition rules. Different signs, subtract, and get 2. Which means there is a difference of 2 spaces in between these two numbers on the number line. All right, I think you got it. Let's try a few on your own. Okay, so for these 3 problems, I want you to find the difference between these 3 numbers. And then show your teacher so she can check and make sure you understand. Have a great day.